Hi, Carly. Thanks for having me. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Ariana Freeman. I'm a 23-year-old hooper turned political junkie and journalist. I currently work full-time at CBS News out of the Washington, D.C. Bureau, where I work for the Evening News with Nora O'Donnell. And I'm here just to tell you a little bit about my basketball playing career to hopefully help you with your recruiting process, or any advice, tips, pointers that you may need. I've been playing basketball my whole life since I was 6 years old and the ball first touched my hands. Growing up, I played showcase or AAU basketball for Team Takeover out of the DMV area. Need I say more? I don't think so. We all know what it is, TTO. I went on to play high school basketball in the WCAC at Paul VI out of Fairfax, Virginia. Go Panthers. And then I went to go play my freshman year at the University of Louisville, where we ended up going to the Sweet 16. That was an awesome experience. I then transferred to the University of Colorado, where I played my sophomore and junior year and did not play my senior year. We'll get to that a little bit later on. And then I wound up doing my 5th year at George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia. I wanted to come back home and just spend time with my family, but I ended up tearing my Achilles during the preseason and not even able to play. So we'll get to all that later. Did I enjoy playing athletics in college? This is a hard one for me because I dealt with just depression and second guessing myself. I think a majority of my collegiate career as a player. When I left college, I had this twinkle in my eyes. I'm so excited to play. I'm so excited to compete for a national championship, play for a top 10 program. And then when I did get to the University of Louisville, it was like, whoa, it was just like, who are these coaches that have been recruiting me the whole time? Like, what's going on? I don't even know who these people are. I felt like my coaching staff, my freshman year, really put me on pins and needles. I was never the most skilled. I was never the most athletic. I was never the most talented. But what got me to get top 10 offers and get to where I was my confidence. It was my hustle. It was me wanting to run. I'll run through a wall for any of my coaches that I played for AAU or for high school. And so when you get to a program and you're now that player where if you make one mistake, any mistake, whether it's a practice, a game, a scrimmage, you know you're getting pulled right out of the game. It was a confidence killer, and I wasn't able to play or thrive in that atmosphere. And then off the court, I was girly. It's funny to see girls now with the lip gloss and their hair and, you know, everyone's a beautiful baller. But my freshman year, when I got dressed up outside of practice, or if I would do my hair for a game, it was looked down upon. You know, there was plenty of times where I was told, oh, you're just here because you want to look, you want to get followers, or you're just here because you want to look cute. You're more worried about what you look like than basketball. And I'm like, no, I'm just not really a tomboy. I'm actually a girly girl outside of basketball. I remember sitting in the training room, just laughing, joking with one of my girls, and in comes the head coach, and it's, why are you smiling? Why are you laughing? You just got here. You have nothing to smile about. You have nothing to whatever. You need to get focused. And so it's those little things on the court and off the court that put me on pins and needles and really just took away the love of the game for me, and is why I ended up transferring to the University of Colorado anyway. The next question is, why did I transfer and how did transferring impact me? Well, that kind of explains right there why I decided to transfer. I just felt like the coaching staff was just too toxic at the University of Louisville. And even though we did go to the Sweet 16, even though I did meet some of my best lifelong friends that are going to be my bridesmaids that I still talk to now, Taylor and Mariah at Louisville, it was time for me to go. For my own mental health, for my own sanity, I couldn't stay there another year because who knows what would have happened. And then when I did transfer, it was an automatic flip. My sophomore year, I went to the University of Colorado to play for Linda Lappy and Kelly Ray Finley. She's now at the University of Florida, and it was a world of a difference. I had a coach that was able to discipline me, but not belittle me. I had a coach that was able to boost my confidence, but not let me get big-headed. And I think for me, emotionally, that made a world of a difference. Now, it's funny because life will come at you in so many different ways and you have no way of preparing for it. But after my sophomore year redshirting, I'm getting swole in the weight room. Anyone that's redshirted knows I'm getting swole in the weight room. I'm getting to practice early. I'm working on my jump shot. I'm working on my skills, getting ready to finally play and break loose my junior year and finally be able to hit the court. And then bam, my coaching staff that I went to the University of Colorado to play for, who I redshirted with my whole sophomore year, gets fired. And then my junior year comes along and these new coaches are here. I have no clue who they are. They have no clue who I am. They're like, we didn't recruit you. And I'm like, why? I didn't pick you either. Like, I didn't come here to play for you either. And so that was a very toxic situation in and of itself as well, because not only did you have a coaching staff that had blatant favoritism towards a few of the players that they did know, but they were also trying to rebuild and restart and refresh a program that you had just gotten used to. So at the end of my junior year, I wanted to transfer again, but I decided not to because I wanted to stay at the University of Colorado because I love their journalism program, the CMCI School of Communications and Media. But I knew I didn't want to play for the coaches. So I actually, at our end of the year meeting, decided to tell them that I wasn't going to play anymore. And I said, there has to be something that I can do that will allow me to keep my full scholarship and not have to play for you guys. Because from the favoritism to the, we're in the film room and you're calling out every single person's flaw, but again, your little favorites, you already had your meeting with them earlier that morning, so you don't have nothing negative to say about certain people. And I'm like, okay, whether it's those people hanging out with your kids at Chuck E. Cheese and the rest of the team's like, okay, this is a little bit much, or some people being able to bring their significant others to team gatherings, and we're like, hey, this is weird. But again, it's coaches giving those little bit of favoritism, little stuff here and there to certain players and not others. And for me, I just couldn't get with it. I also hated their coaching style. I hated their the defense, the offense, everything that we ran. I didn't like the preseason conditioning programs. I didn't like anything about the coaching staff that came into the University of Colorado after Linda Lappy left. And I'm sorry, I'm not there anymore. So it is what it is. I'm going to keep it real for you guys. How did the school, campus, and regular student body aspect play a role in your happiness outside of athletics at your different schools? It was amazing. Again, at the University of Louisville, even though I was suffering so much on the court and with the team, well, not even the team, those are my girls, but the coaching staff, the student body there was amazing. I had so much fun. It was the best and worst freshman year that I could have asked for, and that's why it was so bittersweet. And then I got to the University of Colorado, and if there's nothing else you take from what I say today, know that you will never be in a position ever again in your life as a student athlete where you will have so many people willing to help you. I was into journalism. All it takes is for you to shoot an email to someone and say, hey, my name is Susan. I'm a student athlete at Paul VI High School, I'm interested in business. I see you own your own company. Hey, can I come shadow for a day? Or me, hey, my name's Ariana Freeman. I just transferred here from the University of Louisville. I'm really interested in journalism. I'd love to come help out on football game days or do whatever I can just to learn more about the media department. I guarantee you 99% of the time, the answer will be yes. Come on in. We'd love to help you. Absolutely. Because people love to see a student athlete going the extra mile. How did different coaches impact your level of success in college? Do you feel you were more successful at one school because of the coach? Absolutely. It makes a world of a difference. Again, I think as student athletes, we thrive off confidence, and I think we thrive off coaches that we know genuinely care about us. Again, I'll run through a brick wall for any of my coaches that I played for before I got to college. And I think that's what really got me to the position that I was in, to be able to have so many offers and be able to go to a top 10 program. But when I was at the University of Louisville, knowing that every single mistake I made, I was going to quickly get thrown out of the game, or knowing that if I crack a smile in the locker room or whenever the head coach walked in, knowing that he didn't even like me enough to say hi or say hello, or I would have family on campus that I'd be giving them a tour and he walks by, doesn't even say anything to my family. I mean, those little things not only kill your confidence and it just belittles you, it's just degrading and it makes you shut down. And I think that's what I had to go through my freshman year and my junior year in college. If those coaching staffs were different, I think absolutely right now I'd be playing overseas somewhere, maybe even in the WNBA, probably overseas somewhere, and still loving ball and still giving the game my all. But I think having those terrible experiences, I'm like, you know what, Ariana, it's just time to let the game go. And I think that's why I'm telling you to use those resources as a student athlete and reach out to people that you're interested in, because when I did make that decision, I was able to do so because I already had a resume built by time I graduated. I wasn't a student athlete that graduated and had a blank resume, and now I'm having to reach out to people as an ex-student athlete saying, hey, well, I was a student athlete in college, I'm good at, I'm hardworking, can you help me get a job? No, it's gonna be a grind, but it's definitely something that can get done. I remember waking up 6 a.m. weights, 8 a.m. practice for 2-3 hours, and then I'm sprinting into the locker room, sprinting into the showers, getting washed up, changing my clothes, and then driving an hour to do an internship for the night. And it's definitely a grind, it's definitely a struggle, but I would say that as a student athlete, that's something that you should do, just to even give yourself that decision. One day you don't want to play your sport, or one day you do tear your Achilles, fully ruptured my Achilles like me, and you have that option of, okay, do I need to put my body through this, my mind, body, and soul through this and keep trying to play college athletics, or do I have a backup plan that I can fall back on? So give yourself that option. Do you think there's a problem with the number of transfers in college sports? What do you think is causing so many of these transfers? And do you think there's a problem with the recruiting process? You know what? It's weird because I'm starting to see this trend in college sports. I don't think I've ever seen so many transfers in recent times. For me, I see no problem with transferring. I say use the game. Don't let the game use you. That's what I did. Especially maybe as a woman, because we are, paid way lower than men when you compare the NBA to the WNBA. Why not transfer and get an extra 5th year and be able to get your master's paid for, or at least the first year of your master's paid for? I was able to finish mine in 1 year. I mean, you tell me I only got 1 year to finish my master's degree and it's paid for free, I'm gonna get it done, and I'm loading up on credits, and that's just what's gonna happen. So I think giving yourself that opportunity when you do transfer is something that people should think about. Use the game. Don't let the game use you. I mean, you're putting your mind, your body, your soul, your heart, your everything, your whole life is invested into this sport. So if you want to transfer or you do have a problem with the school that you're at, I say, hey, go ahead and leave and get your free master's degree. Get something paid for. Get a little side certificate. It's gonna suck. You're gonna have to redshirt. You're gonna have to put in all the work and not be able to play. But I think it's worth a $50,000 scholarship just for that extra 5th year or whatever it may be. I don't really think there's a problem with the current recruiting process. I like that they have now opened up official visits to 5 and not 3. I believe it's 5 now. It was 3 definitely when I was in college, because I was trying to narrow those schools down. Like, where am I gonna go have fun? But my brother Josiah, he's 19. He's going through the recruiting process now, and I don't see anything really wrong with it. I think maybe you should get rid of the number of official visits that you can go on. I don't think you should be able to revisit the same school twice just because you had a good time. But I think student athletes shouldn't be buckled down. Like, you have to make 5 choices and only these 5 schools can pay for you to go and see their college campus. Well, why? These high school students have put in so much time, so much effort to even get to the position where they're at. If they have 20 different schools that want to fly them to their campus so that they can take a look around, let them go to all 20 schools. I don't see what the issue is. Did you feel like your visit and recruitment to both schools accurately portrayed how it was on the team when you got there? Did you feel like coaches and current players on the team were honest with you? Great question. I felt like the team was honest. At the University of Louisville and at the University of Colorado, the girls were definitely cool, awesome, honest. They kept it real about the coaches. Maybe not as real as they could have when I was going to Louisville, because I had no clue that that's how the staff was when I got there. But I think for the coaches, no. I think I still to this day hold a lot of resentment because it's such a big decision to make coming out of high school. And I trusted these coaches. I thought I was going to a coaching staff that loved me, that wanted me. I was going to play. You're telling my parents that you're going to help me with journalism and whatever I need to do to advance my journalism career, you're going to help me. But then I get my own internship at the ESPN radio station on campus, and you're telling me you can't do it. You need to focus on basketball. Wow. Okay. I go on my visit to the University of Colorado, and I'm excited to come play for this coaching staff. I had no idea that there were rumors going around that they may get fired, and that's what ended up happening. I transferred, played for a year, and then they got fired. And so now I just feel completely screwed over. So, you know, I definitely don't think that either staff was honest with me like they should have been. But at the same time, I think the problem is twofold. I think my parents, I was their first child. They were teenage parents. So for them, we beat the odds. My baby girl's going to college for free. Praise the Lord. Let's go on these visits. Let's, woo, yes, Louisville, go right on, take her. But I think me and my parents both could have done a better job really researching the coaches, and I think we were so intimidated by the big name of the schools that we were hesitant to ask the staff and the academic advisors and the people that we should have maybe the tough questions that we could have. Definitely not saying that anything the coaches did was okay, but I think I also could have asked the harder questions on my visits. How could this website have helped you during your recruitment? And if I had gotten to the right place from the beginning of my career, how would it have changed my career success and experience? Man, if I had this website in high school and I could have someone that had already went to the universities that I play basketball for give me an inside look to how the coaches actually were and kept it real, it would have made a world of a difference. I think if I would have started out at the University of Colorado, I don't think Linda Lappy would have gotten fired, because I would have made sure we won enough games and the team was making the progress that we needed to, in order for her not to have to leave or get fired. And I know me saying I could have prevented the whole coaching staff from getting fired. That's just, sorry, I'm cocky. I'm a little bit, that's just who I am. I'm just a confident person. Yes, I feel like I would have helped the team enough to help them win 20 or however many games it was needed in order for her not to get fired. I think also, if I would have started out at the right school with the right staff, I think my love for the game would still be with me today. I think I would have thrived in the Pac-12. I would have thrived, even if it was the ACC, but not the University of Louisville, and just the right team. I think if I would have found the right team, the right coach, the right fit from the beginning, I think the sky would have been the limit for me. But, that's something that I don't try to beat myself up on too much. I still have some of my friends and some of my girls that I grew up with who are now playing the WNBA, playing overseas, living my dream. That was my dream for so long, since I was 6 years old and I first picked up the basketball. But it just is what it is. Life happens for a reason. Finding a good fit with the system that works for your strengths and how you play. This is so important. For me, when I was in college, my bread and butter was slashing. I'm a slasher. I don't shoot. I'm not like a great defender. I'm a slasher. I'm a pump fake, jab, getting to the rack, and one with the body like this. You see this? And one, body. That's me. So that's one thing that I did look at with every school that was recruiting me. What type of offense do you play? Slashing is my bread and butter. So do you run a 4-out, 1-in? What do you do when someone gets the rebound? Are you pushing the ball? Because I'm the type, I like to sprint up the court and get easy lay-ins and beat the defense while they're trying to set up. So I think looking at those small things, you definitely want to do ahead of time, because the worst thing that you could do as a player is not look at their systems defensively and offensively, and then getting somewhere like Syracuse and you want to play a man-to-man, and good and well, Syracuse is only going to run a zone, and you hate zones. Or going to a school like Boston College or something where they're known for threes, and this is a shooting team. The coach is going to expect all their guards to be able to knock down threes. But you're not a shooter, so you're going to get there, and then it's all going to fall through. So I think that's very, very, very important. And the last question is, what is the importance of holding coaches accountable for their actions? It's so important, but it's also very sad, because I know that there are so many players out there that may not be like me. These are big name universities. These are big name programs with big name coaches. So it's hard for players to speak out and talk about their mistreatment, because they've been so scarred from their experiences and they're scared. I mean, I know for me, when I got to the University of Colorado, I was scared to really tell people what happened, or the true reasons why I left Louisville. I would say it was academic reasons, but really, no, it was the coaching staff and how they would talk to me, and how I was constantly degraded and belittled and just put down. And I remember calling my parents time and time again, just crying. I remember going to my girls after practice or whatever and just being like, yo, let's get twisted. Like, I'm dying. Like, I need something to get take my mind off of things. So I think it's so important for coaches to be held accountable for their actions. And that's why I'm really hoping that this website, I'm really hoping this platform is something that people take seriously. I hope all college athletes, you know, they use their voice and they know that they are more than a student athlete and they want to help the next generation, and they fill out the questionnaires or they answer or do these videos honestly and just speak their minds. Because I know for me, it was hard for me to even accept, you know, doing this video and talking about my past experiences. But at the same time, I'm thinking about, you know, another 15-year-old Ariana who's out there and has that twinkle in her eye and has that love for the game. I don't want that to be taken away from anyone like it was for me. And I want everyone to make the best sound decision. And for me, I think it's just helping the next generation of student athletes to keep the game not only going, but just progressing and making it better, making it that much better for our kids. Is there anything else you would like to say or talk about after? Well, you just heard my story. I unfortunately do have to get back to work, or else I'd love to get more in depth or tell you more. But hey, this is just an inside look. I'm gonna have Carly leave my contact information, my email, and my work phone number. If you have any other questions or anything that I said that you want to follow up on or hear more about, please feel free to reach out to me. Please don't hesitate to ask me any questions. And I hope that this video helped. Holla.